Last but not least, Taylor Swift is bringing all of her friends to watch Travis Kelce play. She brought the entire squad to his game with the Kansas City Chiefs against the New York Jets on Sunday evening. Sophie Turner was there too, along with a group of celebrities like Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Hugh Jackman. She looked absolutely amazing, wearing a pistachio green sleeveless top with black sunglasses. Taylor looked beautiful as well, wearing a black full-sleeve top with denim shorts, and it seemed like she is really getting into the NFL life. On Saturday, she went out to dinner with Sophie, Blake, and Brittany Mahomes. And these events are getting a lot of attention lately. Taylor was also seen getting into the game as the Kansas City Chiefs battled the Chicago Bears. She enthusiastically cheered Travis on in the VIP section right next to his mother Donna. She was wearing all red and white to show her support for the team and looked like she was just having a blast watching the game. The two of them then left the stadium together in Travis's vintage convertible, and they spent some time together at a private after party in Kansas City. At that same place, there were several eyewitnesses who saw them kissing and cuddling all throughout the evening. So at that point, they were really not hiding the fact that they were dating. Talk of their romance first started when Travis revealed on his podcast that he tried to get Taylor's attention at her Kelce concert with a friendship bracelet that had his phone number on it. Unfortunately, Taylor had left the stadium before he could give it to her, but she did find out about it after that conversation went public. As speculation started to grow, Travis's brother Jason stoked the flames further during an interview where he called the dating rumors 100% true and said that Travis and Taylor are doing great together. Eventually, Travis addressed the rumors in his own interview and said, "I threw it out there, I threw the ball in her court." And clearly whatever he was doing worked out just fine. While fans are very happy for Taylor and her new romance, there has also been some interesting reports that have come out about Travis in the wake of this news. For one thing, his ex-girlfriend claimed that he cheated on her years ago and he will most likely do it again. Maya Benberry dated Travis for several months back in 2016. Now she's come out of the woodwork to expose him. She spoke to Daily Mail recently and straight up said that he was unfaithful to her during their relationship. She said, "Taylor seems like such a fun girl with a beautiful spirit, so I wish her the best of luck, but I wouldn't be a girl's girl if I didn't advise her to be smart." Of course, Travis has now denied these accusations and accused her of just trying to get her 15 minutes of fame. But fans have not been able to ignore her comments completely. And now the question is, who is Taylor Swift's new boyfriend? Philadelphia Eagles star Jason Kelce has claimed that the dating rumors surrounding Taylor Swift and his brother Travis are actually true. So Taylor was rumored to be dating him after it was reported earlier this month they had been quietly hanging out. While neither of them have confirmed the story, Jason admitted on the morning show that he believes they are 100% true. He says he thinks things are going great even though he tries not to get too involved in his younger brother's love life. He said, "I don't really know a lot about what's happening in Travis's love life. You know, his business is his business, and I try to stay out of that world." Travis, who previously dated influencer and broadcaster Kayla Nicole, was first linked to Taylor earlier this month. They were reported to have been hanging out when she visited New York a few weeks ago. Apparently, he first tried to link up with her when her Eras tour came to Kansas City in the summer. He revealed on his New Heights podcast with Jason that he attempted to give her a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it. He said, "So I was a little butthurt that I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her. She doesn't meet anybody, or at least she didn't want to meet me, so I took it personal." Jason jokingly guessed that Taylor refused to meet with him because of her known fondness for the Eagles. She even referenced her Eagles t-shirt hanging from the door in her song Gold Rush from Evermore, which was her 9th studio album. Jason said she probably just hasn't gotten over the Super Bowl yet. She's a big Eagles fan, so maybe she just made something up and just didn't want to talk to you. But either way, it's very difficult to pin down Taylor's love life right now, and for good reason. I mean, she just got out of a 6-year relationship, and if she wants to explore her options or just stay single for a while, she has every right to do so. Of course, that's not going to stop fans from speculating. They went absolutely wild when she was spotted kissing Maddie Healy at a restaurant in New York City. They were on a double date with Jack Antonoff and Margaret Qualley. According to eyewitnesses, neither of them had ordered any food. Instead, they were mostly just cuddling and kissing. At that point, it was said that they had been dating for about 2 months and were super in love. An inside source said, "It's super early days, but it feels right. They first dated very briefly almost 10 years ago, but the timing just didn't work out. They are both massively proud and excited about this relationship. And unlike Taylor's last one, which was very much kept out of the spotlight, she wants to own this romance and not hide it away." Later on, another insider spoke to Us Weekly and explained that the two of them run in the same circle of friends. Maddie recently performed at Taylor's concert in Nashville. He was seen in the VIP section cheering her on while intensely focusing on the music. The pair fueled romance rumors even further when they seemingly repeated the same phrase during recent respective performances. So while she was singing the song Cardigan, Taylor looked at the camera and mouthed the words, "This is about you, you know who you are, I love you." And Maddie did something similar at his concert in in the Philippines, which of course was something that fans picked up on. These two clips were then posted side by side on TikTok, and it seemed like they were sending these secret messages to each other. But Maddie Healy was not the only guy Taylor was rumored to be spending time with. A few months ago, the internet sincerely believed that she was dating Formula One driver Fernando Alonso. Like many other rumors, this one started on the popular blind item Instagram account Dumois. The site shared an anonymous email which read, "A couple of Spanish magazines have been posting about TS and Spanish Formula One driver Fernando Alonso. According to them, the couple had been seeing each other for about a week, but it was nothing serious." Now, you might be quick to discount the post given that Dumois is more about speculation than facts, but you do have to remember that they have accurately predicted new celebrity couples before. In fact, their most recent prediction was Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny, then Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet, both of which turned out to be true. So take these posts with a grain of salt, but do not discount them completely. In fact, this time around, they might have been onto something once again, because Alonso actually ended up hinting that there might be some truth to the rumors. He posted a video of himself on TikTok where he was listening to a sped up version of Taylor Swift's song Karma. Alonso then winked at the camera at the end of the video, so he was kind of encouraging it, which didn't really help Taylor's case. Now, what on earth is going on with Lorde? She recently opened up about her mystery illness, and fans are really concerned. She shared that she stopped taking the medication she's had for the past decade. In a new message to fans, she wrote, "The little yellow pill I took every morning for thousands of mornings since I was 15, I stopped taking it 5 days ago. Gonna see how it goes." The decision comes amid ongoing health issues that have plagued her this year. She said, "My body is really inflamed, it's trying to tell me something and I'm trying to support it, but nothing seems to help and I get frustrated. My gut isn't working properly. My skin is worse than ever. I've gotten sick half a dozen times." Lorde then got candid on her relationship with her body and explained that she felt like she had previously neglected it. She realized earlier this year that listening to her body is hard because it's something that she never really learned how to do. She said she's trying to teach herself how to do that this year, but it's been really hard and confronting because it made her fully aware of all the times that she ignored it or didn't give it what it needed. In addition to her health, Lorde said she's living with heartbreak again, which she says is different but the same. Quote, "I ache all the time. I forget why and then I remember. I'm not trying to hide from the pain. I understand now that the pain isn't something to hide from, that there's actually great beauty in moving with it. But sometimes I'm sick of being with myself." While her distressing letter did not explicitly mention her relationship troubles with her new music executive boyfriend Justin Warren, fans have been quick to speculate that this is what she was alluding to. Lorde is known for being notoriously private and has only made 2 posts on Instagram since joining the website 2 years ago. In October of 2021, she sparked rumors that she was engaged to her boyfriend Justin Warren as she attended a red carpet event with a diamond ring on her finger. She showed off a stunning diamond sparkler at Variety's Power of Women event in LA, and Lorde and Justin were first photographed frolicking on the beach together in 2016. But at the time, Justin dismissed the rumors that they were dating. So clearly, she is someone who just loves to protect her privacy, which in the long run would be a lot better for her relationships. Despite the health scare, she is still optimistic about the future and said that she knows she's going to look back on this year with fondness and a bit of awe, knowing it was a year that locked everything into place. Okay, so the custody battle between Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner is getting vicious. Joe admitted that he has possession of the children's passports and refuses to return them to Sophie or send the kids to England. He's now hit back with a statement of his own where he insists that he did not abduct the kids. His lawyer released a statement saying after multiple conversations with Sophie, Joe initiated divorce proceedings in Florida, as Florida is the appropriate jurisdiction for the case. Sophie was aware that Joe was going to file for divorce. The Florida court has already entered an order that restricts both parents from relocating the children. Sophie was served with this order on September 6, 2023, more than 2 weeks ago. They went on to say Joe and Sophie had a cordial meeting this past Sunday in New York. When Sophie came to New York with the kids, they have been with her since that meeting. Joe's impression of the meeting was that they had reached an understanding that they would work together towards an amicable co-parenting setup. Apparently, less than 24 hours after that co-parenting setup was agreed upon, Sophie advised that she wanted to take the children permanently to the UK. After that, she demanded that Joe hand over the children's passports so that she could take them out of the country immediately. But he is now seeking shared parenting with the kids so that they are raised by both their mother and their father. He says he is okay with the kids being raised in both the US and the UK, but he claims that they have spent the vast majority of their lives in the US. So obviously it would be a bit easier if they were to stay there. The end of the statement is very critical of Sophie and her actions in this divorce. It says, "This is an unfortunate legal disagreement about a marriage that is sadly ending. When language like abduction is used, it is misleading at best and a serious misuse of the legal system at worst. The children were not abducted. After being in Joe's care for the past 3 months at the agreement of both parties, the children are currently with their mother. Sophie is making this claim only to move the divorce proceedings to the UK and to remove the children from the US permanently. Joe has already disavowed any and all statements purportedly made on his behalf that were disparaging of Sophie. They were made without his approval and are not consistent with his views. His wish is that Sophie reconsider her harsh legal position and move forward in a more constructive and private manner. His only concern is the well-being of his children. But Sophie is not backing down, and so far most people are overwhelmingly on her side. In court documents, she admitted that she was blindsided by his decision to file for divorce. She said the breakdown of their marriage happened very suddenly after an argument that they had on August 15. In fact, it was so unexpected that she said she learned about their split from the media at the same time as the rest of the world, and she's now demanding that their 2 children be returned to England. She claims that Joe agreed to declare England their forever home in conversations that took place over Christmas last year, while they were preparing for the year ahead. She said that after they sold their Miami home, they were in the process of buying a home in the English countryside, at which point Sophie was busy filming a TV series while Joe had started touring with the Jonas Brothers. They eventually split up in late August, and when the 2 of them met up again to discuss the issue of custody, at this point Sophie says that she once again brought up the plan to move to England. But Joe no longer agreed to it. In fact, he had a complete change of heart, and since he filed for divorce in Florida, that basically ensured that the kids cannot leave the state while the proceedings are ongoing. So he's pretty much put a stop to her plans. But Sophie has really come through with the receipts. In the latest court document, she detailed all the places that the kids have been staying over the past year, and judging from the list, before they relocated to England, they didn't stay in one place for more than 4 weeks. This also means that Sophie gave birth to their 2nd child and spent her first year postpartum constantly moving around from one rental home to another rental home, which sounds like a recipe for disaster. Under a photo of the list, one person wrote, "This whole thing makes me angry. I can't believe he had the goal to file in Florida without telling her and then lie about it. And he absolutely lied about that because she would have filed in the UK first if she had known. Keeping those babies away from their home and their mum is nasty." So people are picking up on what is actually happening, and the more we find out about their marriage, the worse it seems to get. Luckily, Sophie has amazing friends for support like Taylor Swift. Just hours after the news broke that she had filed a lawsuit, she was seen hanging out with Taylor. The 2 of them stepped out for a girls' night in New York City last week. They were linking arms, walking through the streets as they grabbed dinner at Via Carota. And just a few days ago, they were seen leaving a New York hotel with a famous rooftop restaurant and bar. Speaking of Taylor Swift, she's been in the news a whole lot lately, and it looks like things are really heating up between her and Travis Kelce. The 2 of them were spotted together for the first time at Arrowhead Stadium on Sunday after the Kansas City Chiefs won their game against the Chicago Bears. Taylor was seen leaving the locker room with Travis after the game. While he was on the field, she was in his suite watching the game alongside his mom, Donna Kelce. She seemed really enthusiastic while she was cheering for the Chiefs, chest bumping with one of her friends. At one point, she even appeared to shout, "Let's effing go," so she clearly is a big supporter. Taylor wore a Chiefs windbreaker over a white tank top, and she accessorized with red lipstick and matching red nail polish. When she left the venue with him, he was seen wearing a matching white and blue jacket and pants, which perfectly matches the color scheme of her upcoming 1989 album. They were then photographed driving off together in a convertible. Taylor's presence at the NFL game wasn't entirely unexpected. Travis made it clear that she'd been invited to cheer him on. In a recent interview, he said, "I told her, you know, I've seen you rock the stage in Arrowhead Stadium. You might have come to see me rock the stage in Arrowhead and see which one is a little more lit. So we'll see what happens in the near future." Thankfully, she saw the Chiefs on their A game because the team won 41-10, and quarterback Patrick Mahomes said the pressure was on to make sure that Travis looked good with his special guest in the stadium. After the game, he was asked, "Do you realize how much pressure there was on you from the Swifties to get Travis Kelce a touchdown with Taylor in the house tonight?" And in response, he said, "I felt a little bit of pressure, so I knew I had to get it to Trav. I think he wanted to get in the end zone as much as all Swifties wanted him to." Before connecting with Taylor, Travis dated Kayla Nicole on and off for several years. For her part, we know that she's been single since May, when Us Weekly confirmed that she had ended her brief fling with Maddie Healy. She also split from her boyfriend of 6 years, Joe Orwin, back in April. While nothing is confirmed with Travis yet, his brother, Philadelphia Eagles star Jason Kelce, has claimed that the dating rumors are in fact true. He says he thinks things are going great, even though he tries not to get too involved in his younger brother's love life. He said, "I don't really know a lot about what's happening in Travis's love life, you know, his business is his business, and I try to stay out of that world." Taylor was rumored to be dating him after it was reported earlier this month that they had quietly been hanging out, especially when she visited him in New York a few weeks ago. Apparently, he first tried to link up with her when the era Eras tour came to Kansas City. He revealed on his New Heights podcast with Jason that he attempted to give her a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it. He said, "So I was a little butthurt that I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her. She doesn't really meet anybody, or at least she didn't want to meet me, so I took it personal." Jason jokingly guessed that Taylor refused to meet with him because of her known fondness for the Eagles. He said, "She probably hasn't gotten over the Super Bowl yet. She's a big Eagles fan, so maybe she just made something up and just didn't want to talk to you." But either way, it's very difficult to pin down Taylor's love life right now. While fans might like the idea of her dating again, it's very easy for them to lose their mind with a few rumors floating around. And that's part of the reason Taylor chose not to confirm her relationship with Maddie Healy. Even if it was just a casual thing and they were both having a bit of fun, it somehow turned into a major controversy. Swifties did not support that relationship at all, and they made it very known, despite the fact that nothing was ever out in the open. And judging from all that drama, it's easy to see why Taylor chooses to keep her love life private.
At number 10, we have media scrutiny. Many celebrities have tried to keep their relationship as private as possible, and clearly for a good reason. Especially with how many eyes are on Taylor and Travis, that's probably no way for them to escape the speculation surrounding their relationship. And because social media is so prevalent in our everyday lives, there is definitely going to be so many rumors circulating about the two, and they obviously have better things to do than to reply to all these claims. However, that doesn't mean they'll be able to completely ignore the comments, as it is much easier said than done. There has also been a history with people accusing one person or the other with cheating, which can cause commitment and trust issues. An example of this was with A$AP Rocky, as he was rumored to be cheating on Rihanna. However, it was debunked. But as much as you want to trust your partner, when the entire world is telling you your partner has cheated, it is sure to affect you even though you don't want it to. And our technology is so advanced now, people can easily fake text messages or even Photoshop images to seem believable. These two are so highly talked about right now, I'm sure someone is desperate enough to start a false rumor in order to get a check. I mean, that did happen with Justin Bieber when he was just 17 years old, and a fan claimed to be carrying his child and sold this story to the media for $50,000. Plus, the two haven't even confirmed their relationship with one another, but it seems like that is what the entire internet has been talking about. Even on many football and general sports accounts on Instagram have been bombarded with the news, as the majority of their posts are about Taylor and Travis. Obviously, it's hard to be in the public eye, but I think it makes it even harder when you have another celebrity involved, as there's two fan bases. Obviously, it's hard to be in the public eye, but I think it makes it even harder when you have another celebrity involved, as their two fan bases and target audience have a close eye on both parties. And for number 9, we have family pressure. There's already so much pressure when it comes to relationships, with many things surrounding what you should and should not do, whether that's marriage, personal values, family opinions, the list goes on. And with the statuses these stars have, I'm sure their family and loved ones want them to find the absolute perfect person, but sometimes that can cause issues as well. I'm sure all of you have seen the infamous photo of Taylor attending one of Kelce's games in Kansas City alongside his mom. It seemed like the two ladies were having a great time chatting and giggling away, and I'm sure Travis appreciated the time they spent bonding with one another. However, it doesn't always go this smoothly for other relationships, as pressures from outsiders can sometimes put a dent in a relationship. You know your relationship best, but that doesn't stop others from speculating. For some of us, it may be important for our partner to receive approval from our loved ones, but with the amount of information and rumors these two have surrounding them, it may be harder to have a true first impression. One Google search and you're flooded with someone saying something about them like 10 years ago. Family and friends are often looking out for you when you get into a new relationship, as they want to save you from any future heartbreaks, which sometimes gives them a little push to communicate their feelings about your relationship to you. However, this doesn't affect every couple, as many have great relationships with their partners, family, and friends, so I hope the same for the two of them. For number 8, we have priorities. The struggle when you have to begin balancing your friends, family, hobbies, and even career, it can be hard to find that perfect balance. It's clear Taylor and Travis are pretty much occupied because of their demanding careers, which can make it difficult to find something that works for the two of them, especially because Taylor is currently selling out stadiums, shows worldwide, as she's been on her Eras tour tour. And for Travis, if his daily schedule isn't busy enough, I'm sure as the NFL season goes on, his schedule will be getting busier and busier. Outside of these events, both Taylor and Travis take part in. They have to prepare and train, which takes up even more of their valuable time. Plus, it is important for them to have self-care, to enjoy themselves, and relax whenever they have a chance to. It seems like for the two of them, their careers are doing extremely well, which would make it even more difficult, but not impossible. Figure out a time that works for the two of them and finally get to see each other. The way the two were brought up can also change the order of their priorities, as each person has different values and what is deemed as important to them. And for number 7, we have public opinion. As much as we tell each other people's opinions don't matter, sometimes it can matter, as it's hard to not let words get to you. Unfortunately, in the past, many people have not treated Taylor nicely when it came to her relationships, as many criticize her for moving too fast. Meanwhile, some claim others get in and out of relationships just as frequently, if not more, but since they're males, the media and public tend to treat them differently compared to women. Public opinion has a huge influence and impact on their lives, whether that's positive or negative, and an example of this was Kelce's jersey sales. It actually went up 400%, which is crazy, and a drastic increase in sales, all because he's been rumored to be dating Swift. They haven't even publicly confirmed their relationship, and it had a huge impact, clearly on his sales alone. Travis's merch sales weren't the only thing that was seen increasing, but also his social media platform. He has gained over 300,000 Instagram followers within a week of dating rumors, which is reportedly more followers than he gained after winning the Super Bowl earlier this year. I mean, there's a reason why celebrities often seem to be getting into breakups or divorces more than the average person, and that could be the contribution from the public and everything they have to say. And for number 6, we have privacy. I'm sure some of you hide things from others about your relationship in order to keep you and your partner's lives private. As much as you want to share each other's stories to others, some things are kept between the two of you. Well, unfortunately, privacy is much harder to receive when you're a figure in the public eye. No matter where, when, or why, it's almost certain paparazzi will somehow get photos of you and maybe even some secrets. Look at Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet, for example. Rumors started circulating the two were dating because photos of Kylie's Range Rover was pictured outside of his house. Stuff that everyday people like you and I can get away with are much less secretive for celebrities, and that can sometimes put a strain on your relationship. Also, a casual date for us may be impossible for these two, as going to get ice cream or even dinner is going to cause headlines all over the internet, and I'm sure lots of paparazzi will be basically on their date with them. In our number 5 spot, we have different lifestyles. We already know they're both in the public eye, although their careers are very different. Yes, they're both very busy traveling across the world, but lifestyle can range beyond that. One may be more dependent on the other. One might one day want to settle down where the other one doesn't. What lines up now may not in a few weeks, months, or even years. Although they don't need everything to be similar between the two individuals, it is nice to have your partner show at least some similar interests as you, because it allows you two to bond over something you both enjoy. But sometimes being too different can cause issues, as it is much harder to see eye to eye. Just like Sofia Vergara's recent news of divorce, it apparently ended because the two were just too different, and over time it caused more and more issues as the two weren't able to grow together as a couple. And for number 4, we have distance. It's no secret that Taylor Swift has been selling out shows worldwide, and Travis is also traveling all the time for his football games. Well, long-distance relationships weren't made to be easy, as it makes communication that much harder. Although they can communicate more easily with today's technology through FaceTime, text, or even by calling, time zones may also impact how available these two will be, and I'm sure sometimes Taylor wants Travis to be there supporting her in the audience and vice versa. However, because of their distance and busy lives, it makes it that much harder for the two to attend and show support for one another during important dates and events. However, some say distance makes the heart grow fonder, as the time apart can actually help solidify the feelings the two have for each other and even build their communication skills. And for number 3, we have different long-term goals. Keeping a relationship healthy and ongoing is much harder than some initially think. However, However, most individuals want to grow with their partners as life throws different obstacles in the way. The goal for most is to work through ups and downs together. However, things can change over time, just like any relationship that can cause new issues to come in between the two parties. And it's up to them to try and resolve it, or unfortunately, sometimes people can't work through their issues. A celebrity couple that has recently gone through a similar situation was Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner. Allegedly, the two no longer saw eye to eye like they once did, and Joe apparently wanted to settle down, whereas Sophie wanted to enjoy her youthful years. There's nothing wrong with wanting different things, but it can make or break a relationship. In our second spot, we have career demands. Instead of working from a typical 9 to 5, both of their careers aren't always consistent when it comes to scheduling. Beyond their regular attendance to their events, a lot of work goes into their career that allows them to have the huge success they do have. Travis has a podcast alongside his brother called New Heights, and in one episode, he even shared how he made a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it and attempted to give it to Swift when she was performing at the Arrowhead Stadium back in July. In our first spot, we have pressures to be perfect. I'm sure many of you constantly see couples on your social media always looking so cute. Obviously, relationships are never 100% perfect as you're trying to grow with someone rather than just yourself. But there is an unspoken pressure that you're supposed to present your relationship in the best way possible, as many aren't transparent about their ups and downs. And because the two have massive followings and already hundreds and thousands of fans showing support towards their unconfirmed relationship, it is much harder to handle all the pressure and opinions from millions all over the world. Many already find it difficult having a friend in your ear telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing in your relationship, as it adds extra stress and even can affect how you see your partner. Now imagine millions and millions of people telling you what's wrong with your relationship, as many pick it apart. There's just so much opinions and pressure towards the two, as every interaction seems to have to be perfect. One wrong move and you got rumors surrounding your entire relationship.